For 25 years, Mattel, Hasbro have been kings of the mountain. But is it time that a company comes along and claws them down from their retail stronghold? Are we seeing the downfall of Mattel and Hasbro at the hands of another company? Let's talk about it. What up, everybody? My name is Matt, often called Big Nerdy. Together, we are the NWO, the Nerd World Order. And this is Nerd... Oh, I hit my shelf. Let's try that again. Nerdzoic. Yo, what is up, everybody? It's been a while since I recorded a video, so here I am, and it's obviously not the same place. I'm at our little warehouse area that's off-site because store's growing faster than I can keep up with, which is why I haven't made a video in a while. My office is a disaster of boxes that I'm slowly moving here. What's that? You want to look around? Okay, really quick. So basically, whoop, 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 whoop. Come in the door, and it's like literally aisles. Aisle 1, aisle 2, aisle 3, bazinga, bazinga. Yeah, lots of stuff here. Lots and lots of stuff. I'm also recording on my phone, so if I end up like looking in different random directions, it's because I can't find the dot where it records me, because I'm old, I guess. I don't know. Now I know that opening was super dramatic, right? Like I was like, ah! Listen, we're coming off of WrestleMania. I was doing my final boss.
Now, world, you want to know why The Rock is the final boss?
Talking about the downfall. No downfalls happening, folks. But I do think we're about to see another company with the potential to rival Hasbro and Mattel. Truth be told, nobody probably ever will, just because of the properties they own and bogart the licenses for. Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, you know, they own that stuff. And it's going to be really hard to be bigger than that with a licensed property. But I think a company actually has a shot to rival them. And that company is, drumroll, Jada Toys. Man, I kind of like this walking around thing. Maybe I got to do this more often. Look at this. I'm far away. I'm close up. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Let's talk about Jada Toys. They're a 25-year-old company. Even though they seem like they're new, they're just new to you and me, basically. Because they just really got into the action figure market itself, like the collector's segment of the market. Long before they got into the mass market toys we're starting to see come to retail now, they did die-cast, and it was a lot of different die-cast, most of it licensed even. From the die-cast, they stuck with the metal, and they went to like these nano metal minifigs, which were hit and miss, but they were starting to get closer to the properties we all love. Then we got the corporate mascots, which at first was kind of like, okay, cool, it's Count Chocula, but you can't keep them on shelves. They're a consistent seller. I love selling them, and they're pretty cool, and ironically, my kid loves them. Now, he's not so crazy about like the General Mills guys because he's not a big cereal eater, but Chester Cheeto, that guy's awesome, and you can never keep him in stock because it's just an evergreen figure people want. I'm going off on a tangent, ignore me. Right around that same time, they got the Universal Monsters license, and we got 6-inch Universal Monsters figures. And I gotta be honest, I wasn't impressed. I didn't even carry them, I was so unimpressed. Now, I have heard good things, so don't beat me up too badly, but to me, they look like the Kmart version of the NECA ones.
Kmart sucks.
But they were in that 6-inch scale, so if you're a 6-inch purist and don't want to do 7-inch, they're perfect. And then last year is when Jada Toys came running and went pow into everyone's life with Street Fighter. And it wasn't even just Street Fighter, they got Mega Man too, but let's face it, all the eyes are on Street Fighter. So far, even though only 3 figures have been officially released, with 2 more like kind of showing up places, that figure line's incredible. Like, I had some complaints about the Ryu, who's got like that jaundiced yellow skin, but everything else about them, the articulation, the accessory, what you're getting for $25 is better than anything else on the market, quite frankly. I mean, from a price to quality ratio. It's also cool that they really are catering both to like the mid-on card collector and the loose collectors. For the loosey-goosey guys, you got a good price, and you got a box that opens and can still be used, as well as a ton of accessories and premium articulation. For the MOC guys, those boxes are awesome. They look great in the box if you don't open them. Initially, distribution of these was pretty terrible. They do the case packs in cases of 3, so like each Target and Walmart were getting 3, and they were gone immediately. Now they're starting to figure it out. We're starting to see them show up more places. I have most of them in stock right now. I don't have Chun-Li, but I got Ken, Ryu, and Fei Long, the 3 amigos. But point being, they're getting them out there, they're on shelves, and whoo baby, are they selling. We got M. Bison, and I'm gonna gonna screw this up. 𝐒𝐈𝐒, guy with the long stretchy legs. We got them coming soon. They're starting to show up on the West Coast. It's pretty awesome. And quite frankly, as somebody who's been a Hasbro collector for decades and a Mattel collector with the WWE stuff for almost a decade and a half, I guess at this point, what you're getting in that box for $25 doesn't compare what you're getting for $25 from the other guys. In a time where the economy sucks and a lot of people are pinching pennies and trying to stretch their collecting dollars, having a product that is this much of a bang for your buck type of deal is huge. That alone is enough to threaten the big boys and get Jada like known as the third head of the triple threat of toys. They've been around a long time. They're not an upstart company, so you got to think that like financially, distribution, like production wise, all their house is on order, so they should be able to keep up with the demand. And also, they're already in mass retail. That's like a huge thing for new toys, to be in mass retail. So you got to think that they're producing these by the buttload. Personally, I've been able to order and reorder them probably like a half dozen times for each figure because they keep doing fresh runs of them, which is really cool because I don't think that we're ever going to see this show up at like the eBay $50, $60 price range unless you're waiting on a reprint. I also don't think we'll ever see anything like this at Ollie's because frankly, they consistently move. You sell a couple of each unit each day. I love it. One complaint, okay, two complaints if you count 𝐿, but the one big complaint I have is we're moving this line out really slow. We're not even hitting the figure a quarter at this point. In 2023, we got 3 mainline releases, and that's my kind of concern with the Jada Street Fighter line, is that they don't strike while the iron is hot. They let people get content and move on to other things. Hopefully that doesn't happen though. But that brings us to some super interesting news, more rumor. And to be clear, I know nothing inside about this. I'm going strictly on internet and Reddit rumors, which we always know are always accurate. And the word on the street, by the street I mean Reddit, is that Storm Collectibles has had their Mortal Kombat license suspended. And in typical Reddit form, it does cite an anonymous Hong Kong source that is very reliable. I will say though, there are some things that point to this being a possible real thing. If you go on to the Storm Collectibles website, under the list of properties, you'll notice Mortal Kombat is not there. If you type in Mortal Kombat, nothing comes up under suggestive search on the Storm Collectibles website. You have to go really look for it. They're not featuring it, which really kind of lends credence to that rumor. There's one other thing, it's probably the biggest thing that lends credence to the rumor that I'm going to talk about in a second, but let's imagine what would a Jada Toys Mortal Kombat line look like. I vividly remember my 4th grade Christmas. I had a Sega Genesis. My 2 big gifts I wanted were Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat 3 or 4, I don't remember, but I played them like crazy. My grandparents would be like, well, what are you playing there, little big nerdy? And I'd be like, oh, I'm taking someone's spine out through their throat. Yeah, that went over well. But I love the games. I absolutely love the characters, loved it. Did I say love enough? Storm did a great job with these, but they were really expensive. And they were also on the bigger side of the 1/12 scale, more towards like the McFarlane 7-inch scale, which they also did Mortal Kombat, also did a nice job, but it had the McFarlane articulation, which honestly, as much as I love McFarlane these days, their articulation doesn't touch other companies, and in this case, Jada, not comparable. These properties go hand in hand, so Jada could do a hell of a job with this license. And you gotta think, the articulation, the tooling, a lot of it's already there, so they could probably push it out pretty quickly. Now, there's a lot of complicated stuff that goes into licensing, and honestly, I'm a simple dude. It goes right over this bald head. Take all of this with a grain of salt, but if they got it, it would be pretty cool. Unlike Storm Collectibles, they have the retail presence. People like casuals walking down the toy aisle with their kids to pick up their Pokemans, they would see it and they'd be like, oh, cool, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, I had these when I was a kid. I'm gonna buy them. At least that's the hope, right? Which brings me to the weirdest, coolest part of all of this. The part of this that makes me think there might be some smoke to the fire of Jada Toys and Mortal Kombat, and that is this. Within days of this Reddit post rumor surfacing, there was a Instagram story on the Jada Toys channel, site, handle, that had a Mortal Kombat picture and 2 words and a question mark. Those words, should we? Now that story has been long since deleted. I couldn't even find a picture of it, like trying to see if someone screenshotted it, no luck. Which leads me to think somebody on social media had loose lips, which is something I know all about, saying things you're not supposed to, and they had to delete it really quickly. So maybe something is in the works, or maybe they're just trolling. I don't know, but there seems to be smoke to the fire. How cool would it be if we got this? What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. And remember, you gotta get old. You don't have to grow up. Just be cool and stay nerdy. Later.